And you get these people and they're like, CEO, revolutionary. Positive thoughts, yeah? You can achieve your dreams just like me.
Is that the scariest thing you've ever done, do you think?
I don't know,
And
man.
that sort of adrenaline.
I don't know. I think.
Go on, what, marrying me? Yeah, I knew you were going to say that.
Ryanair, right? Their whole marketing thing is like, they're basically going, hey, we know we're
Oh!
But do you know what I mean? That is their whole thing.
You know, next week's sponsored by Ryanair.
Good, I love them. I was like, oh, that's rubbish.
You do have a little squeaky voice.
Okay. Are we rolling?
Made for podcasting.
Are we rolling? That's
Hello, I'm James Buckley.
right. Stop. I don't.
You do me.
appreciate...
You do me.
Hello there. I'm Clair. Have you seen my growler? That's a bow selector.
Yeah,
Quite.
no. Right.
There you go.
Anyway, hello.
There you go, kids. Hello. Welcome to the Buckleys, the podcast where we sit down, have a chat, moan a bit. No, I've got some stuff to moan about. Don't you worry about that. And invite you into our beautifully messy lives.
I don't like that. Beautifully messy lives. We need to change that.
Hey, it's just the bit that we say at the beginning. This is the
That's
only bit that's
too-
structured. This is the only bit that makes sense. The rest of it's just going to be the ramblings of an angry
Madman.
idiot.
Well, before we get into it, we just want to remind you that you can get in touch with us with your stories and questions. Email us thebuckleys@platformmedia.uk, or you can message us on @thebuckleyspod on Instagram and TikTok.
Nice. And don't forget to follow and subscribe to the show on Spotify or whatever app you do like to listen to your podcast on.
I'm
And
James Buckley.
if you do enjoy the show, give us a little review, especially in the early days, right, gang? Hey, do us a little solid.
Come on.
It's awful, isn't it, begging? But it is really important. It would make such a difference to us, and would be meaningless to you. It would be fun. What are we doing? What do we do? All right, podcast. I'm still trying to remind myself how to do this. We are back.
What's been happening in the life
good.
of...
James Buckley.
Life of James Buckley. Well, we're back, aren't we? We're doing the podcast stuff.
We are. I'm very excited.
I've mentioned I was in a play. I mentioned that a couple of times, and then I made a film. So I haven't for the last 6 months, because I started getting into Instagram.
Yes,
Like a
James
sort of-
recently discovered Instagram in the past year.
57-year-old mum. I'd keep going up to Claire going, have you seen this? Have you seen this? And Claire go, yeah, I did. So the world saw that about 7 years ago. Where have you been? Well, I haven't had time for Instagram because I've been quite busy.
Recently, right.
Yeah, I haven't had, because when you start scrolling endlessly and then you realise, Jesus, there's 6 hours of my life just gone. I haven't had much time for that. But I've been back on it.
Oh, good.
I've been back on
Good.
the old Instagram.
Good.
And I'll tell you what, man, it's all right. There's some good comedy going on in Instagram. There's some young up-and-comers. And I'll tell you what I like about them, Claire.
Go on.
Because don't worry, I'm still going to moan. I'm still going to get angry.
Yeah, I know. You seem very happy about stuff right now.
I'll change gears in a second.
Okay. I'm a bit uncomfortable right now.
What I like about it is young, clever people that are going, we're making this for an audience.
Right.
I feel like comedy and comedians over the last sort of 10 years, they just make stuff to try and make each other laugh.
Right.
They're like, if you're a comedian or if you're trying to make someone laugh, you can't be worried about looking like an idiot. I've never worried about that. I've always enjoyed... no, but I've, the kind of stuff that I've got up to on television and things like that. People are like, oh, how do you do that? Okay, well, it makes people laugh. That's all I care about.
Right.
I don't mind looking like a fool.
Right.
I think a lot of comedians are like, they don't care about being the funniest person in the room. They care about being the most intelligent.
Do you
That's not
think?
funny.
Okay.
That's not funny at all. But you get these, and it's mostly sort of people sort of in their early 20s and stuff. I'm like, good for you, go for it. But I tell you, the one thing that's new to me on Instagram Reels, and they're coming up a lot now because I think I maybe watched a full one and that's it.
As soon as you engage
they
with
keep
something.
chucking it up. They're called reaction videos.
Right.
But they're not reaction videos. They're not reaction videos at all. It'll be a guy watching a video going, right, okay, all right, he's opening it. Right, oh, he's boiling the kettle. Okay, boiling the kettle. He's pouring the hot water in there. All right, wait for 2 minutes. Okay, you wait for 2 minutes. What's going to happen now? All right, he's giving it a stir. Oh, there's a sachet. There's a sachet. There's a sachet now. He's opening that sachet. He's just dunking it in. He's just pouring that in.
So it's just a commentary.
It's just someone watching someone make a pot noodle. And I was just like, this isn't a reaction video. This isn't like a bus flying off a bridge and going, Jesus fucking Christ, what happened there? That's a reaction video. You see something like that and you see someone go, shit! That would be interesting. That'd be funny.
Right.
It's just blokes, mainly, just pointing out what's happening on a video.
I think you...
And they're doing so well. Who the fuck's watching this?
You?
I watched one,
You?
and I have to keep pressing the 3 little dots going, I'm not interested.
Does anybody ever use that?
I use it all the time. Do you know that song that came out when it was ooh-wee?
Oh, God, yeah.
I got so fed up of that fucking song that you can't do it anymore now. But you used to be able to go, don't suggest me videos with this music.
Right.
And I used to use that on a few things.
All right. This is the angry
Yeah,
little
yeah. No,
James
don't worry.
that
I was still
used
going to get angry, but it's just the old reaction video things.
I think
They've crept in. Go on, you talk now. I'm going to have some beer.
I think as well the reaction video thing is a bit of a cop out in it because you're taking somebody else's creation and you're using it.
No, listen. All right,
Although I'd love people to react to like our At Home with the Buckley videos.
but do react to it. Don't just go, all right, they're sitting on a couch. Okay, they're talking into some microphones now. Right. Oh, she's laughing. What's he doing? He's drinking his beer.
I think you
Okay.
need to maybe switch up your algorithm a little bit here. I think
I
you've
don't-
got
I'm
yourself
not in
into
charge
a
of it.
dark hole of watching people
I'm not in
doing
charge of it.
mundane stuff.
The stuff that it used to be before I stopped watching Instagram for about 6 months was old men playing guitars.
Yeah.
That wasn't the weekly moan. Now, I've had
Come on, we're
quite a
all
good
on
week.
fucking eggshells waiting to hear.
I've had quite a good week, but I've realised that even stuff that I can create scenarios in my head to moan about.
You're right, you can. You are right.
Even stuff that hasn't happened, it still makes me angry. I'm gonna die early. I just get so stressed and
You do, yeah.
angry.
How many times a day do I have to go, all right, relax,
I know. That's all I hear you say.
calm down, it's all
Yeah.
right.
But we went to Wales over the weekend recently. We drove.
Yes.
We got in the car and we drove. Bosh, A to B.
Yeah.
You get in the car from where you are. You drive that car.
People are familiar with A to B.
You get out the car of where you want to be.
Right.
Okay. We didn't get a flight.
No.
And I was just sitting in the car going, oh, isn't it great that we didn't get a flight? The one specific thing that I was thinking about while we were in the car that was getting me angry, that again hasn't happened to us. The fucking Ryanair flight time scam.
Scam.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
Every time you land and they go, oh, and another on-time flight with Ryanair, and there's like this fake audience applause and stuff, and I want to go, yeah, that's because you give yourself 4 hours to do a fucking 50-minute flight. It drives me nuts. There's Ryanair, right? They've sort of, their whole marketing thing is like, they're basically going, hey, we know we're
Oh!
But do you know what I mean? That is their whole thing. Their whole thing is just like, hey, we're fucking getting away with it, aren't we? Hey? And they want us to go, you little fucking... Go on, fuck off.
You know, next week's sponsored by Ryanair.
Good, I love them. Always on time.
They are.
Always on time. But the thing is, right, I've never been on a Ryanair flight where it has...
Is this just Ryanair or is this these sort of...
It's Ryanair. It's Ryanair especially.
Okay.
It's because they really...
I feel like you haven't let go of the Ryanair thing at the airport.
Yeah,
I feel
no,
like
that
that's your
annoyed me. I'm
problem.
sorry I didn't fucking print my boarding pass.
And their printers weren't working.
And yeah.
So then it was 20 quid each to print them.
No, it was 40 quid each.
40 quid each.
Yeah.
To
And there was 4 of us. I
Yeah.
was shelling out 120 quid just so they could
Yeah.
print my boarding pass.
Yeah.
And the worst thing was
The woman.
the woman behind the desk was smirking at me.
Yeah, she
And I was going, you
awful.
don't have to look like you're enjoying this. You can see I'm struggling.
Yeah.
You could be a bit more helpful. If she could have gone, oh no, it's really rubbish, I'm sorry, but that's our policy. But she was very much, nope, you're going to have to pay.
Yeah, she was, yeah.
Sorry about that. So, right, they're on the list. Ryanair on the list.
Okay.
I'll get them.
All right.
But
You'll get them.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
I don't know what it means right now. But there's a lot of companies and people that I will get. But yeah, no, that whole thing. Like, I've never been on a Ryanair flight where it has taken off on time, and yet it's like we've landed an hour and a half early. Aren't you lucky? It's like, no, we're not lucky.
Yeah, I think
You're cheating.
I think budget airlines in general are always sort of a little bit.
I can put up with any other budget airline. I really can. EasyJet, Bosch, you know it. Orange, brilliant.
Yeah, get EasyJet to sponsor.
Cheap
at
as
home
chips.
Buckleys.
Listen, you're not gonna have a lie down bed on the plane or whatever. Sure,
No.
but they do. They do what
Let
they
me
do.
ask you a question.
And the staff go, let's help you out.
Let me ask you a question. How do you feel, and this is something I saw on Instagram, on those short haul flights where there isn't, the fancy seats or different kind
Yeah.
of seats or whatever, how do you feel about people reclining their chair?
I'm against it. Like 99% of the world, I'm against
yeah,
it.
I'm against it.
Why
I
would
think
you
it's
do that
really,
to someone?
To go back that much.
Yeah, one, it doesn't make
It
any
makes
difference
it
to you,
very
and
uncomfortable.
someone's all of a sudden got a already close seat, even
yeah,
closer to their
yeah.
face.
Okay, because
I don't know how
that's
you
a
have
big,
the bollocks to be able to do
That's
that.
a big debate though, because people are like, it's there, you should be able to use it. That's
No.
what it's for.
No, you shouldn't.
I think if you're sitting like sardines already,
Absolutely, you go.
I think the person who
we're all in
reclines-
this together. Let's try and make it let's not be the dick.
yeah, I think they're a dick. I agree.
Yeah, it's a dick move.
Okay, I was
It's
just checking.
There's nothing.
Because
and
you
listen,
could have went either way. You could have been like, no, I'm fucking reclining.
I would never dream of it. I could not do that to another human being.
Okay. I was just seeing where you
And by the way, if you do agree with it, if you do go, oh yeah, no, it's fine. You should be allowed to do it. That's my right. Well done. You're expressing your right, but you are a dick.
are. Right. Okay. You're very angry today.
Am I?
Yeah.
I feel like I'm in a really good mood.
Yeah. Okay.
It's just the whole Ryanair thing that never happened
Yeah.
that I created in my head.
Yeah. While we were driving.
Yeah, I was thinking about it while we were driving. I'm going, isn't it good? I'm going exactly where I want to go, in the right direction, leaving where I want when I want to. I know exactly when I'm going to arrive. I've got my little maps thing there on my phone.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Okay. It was a long drive though.
It was a long old drive.
But it was worth it. We had a great time.
We did. We did have a good time. Should we talk about our little Wales trip?
Yeah.
Because it does tie in very nicely to the theme of this week's podcast, which is adrenaline.
So yeah, we did some high adrenaline stuff
Oh,
at
man.
the weekend there.
It was wild.
We did. So it's a place in Wales called Zip World.
Zip World, yeah.
And we did, it was
zip lining.
It was zip lining,
It wasn't just like loads
Doing
of
up
jackets or
zips.
something.
No. But it was very high.
It was really high up. That was the most
We
exciting
had to get
part.
we had to get a little truck to take us up, which was like a 10-minute
went up
drive.
like a sort of quarry, like to the top of
Yeah.
a quarry.
And it's also the fastest zip line in the world.
Yeah. All Claire was saying while
100 miles an hour.
we were in this quarry, and all Claire was saying was it was a quarry of blue slate. It was just everywhere. You couldn't
Yeah.
move for blue slate, and Claire was like, "I paid fucking hundreds of pounds for bags of this for our garden."
It's a fortune.
She was going, "Fill your pockets up."
We do have some little bald spots.
You were going. It's a good job my dad ain't here. He'd be filling up the car.
Yeah, I said if Davey saw this, he'd be in the boot.
Yeah.
They're just going to miss a wee bit. Now, I don't know, how do you... Because you're quite a weird one with these sort of adrenaline things. Because you've done stuff. We've done a couple of things together, and like that thing we just did there, but I feel like you don't like that stuff.
I don't need it.
Yeah.
I don't need it. I tell you what,
You're
Claire,
the kind of person, you know, when people go, like, if you're about to do something really scary and they're like, once you do it, you're going to be like, I'm so glad I did that. James doesn't have that feeling. James isn't like, let me push myself because I know I will enjoy it.
I don't need to push myself.
James is like, I'm happy now before I've done it. I don't care about
you
if I
know-
don't do it, how am I going to know?
If you were to say to me, if we were just sat in the living room one afternoon and you just went, pub? I'd act like a dog that's been asked to walk. I'd be like scratching at the door and stuff.
Yeah.
Like that's as much as excitement as I
Right.
need in my life.
Yeah.
I get really excited over that.
Little things.
I don't need to go beyond.
Right. So have you, apart from doing the fastest zip line,
Yeah.
how did you find it?
It was fine. It was fine. I did it. I mean, we were there. It was a family thing. We went away for the weekend.
It was my brother's birthday, my nephew's birthday, and our little
Harrison's
boy's birthday.
Yeah. So it was just sort of.
So we all got together.
We didn't book it. It was booked by by your brother's
My brother.
wife.
Yeah.
So it wasn't ever my idea.
No.
I would have just gone to the pub.
Yeah, we got that.
That would have been brilliant.
But did you enjoy the actual zip line?
I
Because
think I
it was
did.
very scary. I will
Yeah.
say that. Like when we were on top, and it's like it's not just like a zip line you're holding on. You're lying flat in like a little shell.
It's like a sort of papoose. Carry on. That's a
I've
word.
Never heard that anyway. And then the floor drops away from you.
Yeah, and
and then you're just
lying
dangling.
like Superman.
Yeah.
You're strapped in like Superman, and you just fly down.
And you're just head first straight down. And when you're dangling there and you're looking, I mean, it was really high.
You're sort of like how the stork delivers a baby. That sort of thing. I'm just trying to paint a picture so that people can understand what it looks
I
like.
think Superman was fine.
Okay, but no, did I like it? I didn't mind it.
Okay. Were you scared?
I tell you what, right? When it's just dangling there,
Yeah, that's what I was saying, yeah.
belly down, looking over the edge.
Yeah.
Because they have to. They take a long time to make sure everything's safe.
Yeah.
Which, on one hand, is brilliant. Obviously, great. Do make sure everything's safe.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, you're like.
That's the worst bit.
On the other hand, you're like, there's a lot of fucking stuff that I need to make sure is safe.
Yeah.
There's a lot of variables here.
Well, do you know,
And 30 seconds before you go down, you just go, well, the line's going to snap, innit? That'll be me.
I do. That's what goes through my head. But do you know what happened to my sister? So me, my sister, and Harrison. It's a row of three. You go down together. Me, my sister, and Harrison went first, and then you, my brother, and my sister's boyfriend went after us. James was behind us, obviously, and me and my sister were getting strapped in. And the guy who was doing Rebecca's stuff, like, you know, tightening everything, checking everything, went to her. Oh, do you think James will mind if I get a picture like after? And Rebecca's, and she was like, yeah, no, I'm sure that'll be fine. But can we fucking concentrate on, like, can we not worry
Do you
about
want to make sure
him?
I'm strapped in?
Yeah,
Okay.
like he's like asking questions about you while he's doing it, and she's gone, I don't think he's concentrating on this. He's too concerned about getting a picture.
Yeah, and they do a thing called cross-check. So one person will make sure you're all strapped in, and then they'll swap over, and someone will go through all the checks again to
Yeah.
make sure you're strapped in. So the first person strapped me in, and he went, right, we're just going to do cross-check now, make sure you're all okay. And I went, all right, thank you. The second person turned up, started really strapping me in. And then I felt like, oh, fucking hell, there was a lot more that needed...
That first guy
like
wasn't
that,
thorough.
Yeah, the papoose that you're in.
Yeah.
That was like, it tightened around my chest, and I was like, right, now I feel like I'm in.
Oh God.
Okay. All right.
But it was good. I like that kind of stuff. Have you ever done anything like that before?
No, I've not. I know that you have.
Is that the scariest thing you've ever done, do you think?
I don't know,
And
man.
that sort of adrenaline.
I don't know. I think...
Go on, what, marrying me? Yeah, I knew you were going to say that. I'm talking about, like, jumping off of stuff and
No, I've sort of mainly avoided it.
get your feet on the ground.
Yeah. It was like that time, I've told you that before about the time when when you go on a family holiday. I was about 12 or something. We
Yeah.
went on a boat excursion.
Yeah,
And you drive round you sail round an island,
yeah.
and then they stop at some coves and stuff where people can jump in and have a
Right,
little
yeah,
splash
yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff. And there was shark fins like hanging out the water, about I don't know, 100 yards away.
Right.
And the blokes and I wouldn't get in the water, and the blokes that run the ship, I don't know, sailors, they were going like pointing me out to like the rest of, you're like
With like
with
other families.
yeah, like, and they're like, oh, he won't jump in, and I was going, and he was like, oh, what, you scared of sharks? And I was going, yes, yeah, I am.
Problem with
Yeah,
that?
I know. And they were like, no, the sharks are on the other side. Like, they were making people jump. Like, the boat was, like, in between
the
the sharks
boat.
and the people.
Right.
And I was going, I don't think they understand the concept. I don't think they're going to go, no, it's a good job they're on the other side of the boat. Because I tell you what, as soon as they come round this side,
They're in.
I'm nibbling them. I'm going right after them. And they were like, oh, you scared of sharks? I was going, yeah, I'm scared of sharks. What's wrong with being scared of sharks? It's like if you saw like a burning building or something, and maybe I'd left my guitar in there, and
you're not going
the
in.
fireman going, "Oh, you're not going in! Oh, my guitar!" No, lads, he won't go in and get his guitar. Go, no, there's fire. So no, I don't really.
not an
I don't
adrenaline
need.
junkie.
I don't need the adrenaline stuff.
Okay.
I know that you, in your youth,
Yes.
you did a bungee jump.
I did.
Which
did
I
do a
gotta be
bungee jump.
honest, man. Just thinking about it, I feel sick.
Yeah. And I was in a bikini.
That's made me feel even more sick. No, I'm joking. No, that improves it.
I was on
Were you
holiday.
not scared?
Yeah, I was really scared. I was on
No,
holiday.
was you not scared of?
That was before
Things-
kids.
things-
Nah, they were all tight and high.
Oh, okay, fair
They were
enough.
great. They weren't moving. No, I'd fucking knock myself out.
They'd hit the floor.
They took the floor for me. What are we doing here?
No, you're doing yourself a disservice there. They're
Okay,
great.
thank you, James.
They're brilliant. They're still
Okay.
in.
Okay.
They are still in mint condition.
Stop it. Yes, I did do a bungee jump. I think I was about 18.
Nice. Yeah, that's when you do it.
Yeah.
When you're still an idiot.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I was on holiday. I think we were in Greece. And I tell you what, going up, right, once you're stood up there, and obviously it was very high. Very high. It
Well, it
was,
has to be, doesn't it?
Yeah, well,
It'd be
yeah.
a bit shit if it was just off this couch.
Yeah. It was over like a big sort of mountain thing, then there was water on the bottom. And I was like, the whole time I was like, yeah, this is going to be great. I can't wait.
This is going to
Go,
be
let's
great.
do
I can't
it.
wait.
Got to the top and stood at the edge, and it was like a guy, and he was like, okay. And I was like, and now the thing's tied to my feet.
Yeah.
So you don't, like the zip line thing, you're in, what were you in?
A papoose.
pussy.
A papoose.
A papoose.
Yeah, you're in like a little cradle,
Yeah,
sort of.
like
yeah.
you don't feel like there's anything there.
No,
You
there isn't.
just have to jump because
It's
it's
just-
all at the bottom. And
yeah.
It's just a load of rock behind you.
Yeah, it's just a big piece of string.
So it's taking that step. Honestly, people were getting annoyed. I must have stood up there for about 25 minutes
yeah.
because I kept like putting my foot out and then be like, oh my God, I can't.
No, you can't.
I
How
asked the
hell?
guy if he could push me,
Yeah.
and he said, we're not allowed to do that
Yeah.
because if something happens.
Well, you say that. Do you remember we did a little adventure weekend a year or two ago with the kids? Yeah. We did climbing through a tree obstacle course and stuff, which was terrifying.
Treetop walking.
Yeah.
Which doesn't that sound so lovely? A treetop
I
walk.
thought it was going to be one of those sort of rope bridges.
That's what I thought.
And you just like
It
walk
was
through the
fucking
nature and everything.
terrifying.
No, you're fucking hanging on to stuff and got helmets on and things, and you're hooked up to stuff because you're going to fall off at any moment.
Yeah.
And the last bit was just you get hooked up to this thing and you just jump.
Yeah.
You just jump down.
Well, imagine that times a million.
I know, but I was like, no, I'm not doing that.
You did say no.
He hooked me all up and stuff, and he was like, pushing me towards it. I was going, whoa! I was going, hang on, I can feel you pushing me here.
Yeah.
I know what you're trying to do.
This is on a vlog, by the way. It's hilarious.
You can watch it.
So, what did you do?
So I think I had expressed myself quite eloquently. I said to him, listen.
I've had a lovely day.
I did. I said to him,
That was his actual one.
I said, this isn't going to be something I'm going to regret not doing. Okay, I know you're one of those rough and tough kind of guys who's
Yeah.
like, no, you'll love it. Once you do it once, you'll want to do it again. Believe me. I was going, I'm all right. I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
So instead, I sent my kids down first.
You did. And when the kids both did it, you went, well, I'm going to have to do it now.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I didn't think they were going to do it either.
Yeah,
They
you did.
showed me up.
And you made a noise that I've never heard before.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a bit. It wasn't great, but I don't like that sort of stuff.
No, you
I don't like it. The worst thing, I cannot imagine people that go skydiving.
Yeah, I always wanted to do skydiving.
That's worse than bungee, because at least with a bungee, there's something still connecting you.
I don't know. I feel like skydiving feels a bit safer. You got parachute, and you're also on, like, somebody's on your back. If you're not like a professional, if you don't do
That
it,
makes you feel stupid as
some
well.
guy, maybe for you,
That makes you
is that a manly thing? I don't want some guy having to.
hump me
Yeah.
all the way down to earth. I don't know, actually. Maybe I would like. I'm starting to see the plus side of it.
I always wanted to do that, and obviously it was just something I never ever got round to doing. I think it's quite expensive as well, I'd imagine. I never ever got
I
round to doing
can't imagine
it.
it's 20 quid.
No, if it was, I'd probably swerve it. I never got round to doing it, and then I had kids. And you just don't take those risks once you've got little babies.
When I'm on a plane, if there was a list of things that I do not want to do on that plane, jumping out of the plane comes at the bottom, unless it's Ryanair.
You mean it comes at the top? It's number one.
No, I'd do a load of other stuff before I get to
Right, got it.
before I get to
That's the
jumping
last
out.
thing you
That
wanna
is the
do.
last thing.
Right.
Because that just goes against everything.
Yeah, I know. I would like to do it.
Every time I get
genuinely
on a
would.
plane, any plane, I'm like, I hope I don't have to jump out of this.
Yeah. You're not an adrenaline junkie, are you?
Well, like I say, you know, there's a new flavour of beer that I'm interested in tasting. I've just got into biltong,
You have,
sort
yeah.
of dried meat. Never heard of it until about 6 weeks ago.
Well, before you derail us,
Brilliant,
James,
absolutely brilliant.
we've got a little adrenaline story
Oh, we
from
do
one
we?
of our listeners.
Oh, thank God.
It's our first listener story. Wow, I've just seen the subject. Okay, so this is from Charlie.
Hello, Charlie.
That's all he's given us. And the subject is ostrich riding.
Brilliant. Now, before we get into this,
Go on.
is ostrich riding a thing?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Or is it just...
No, it's a
Because
thing.
I know there's like lots of ostriches in like
They
places
jump
like
on their
Australia.
back, yeah.
Do they just see an ostrich and go, let's try and jump on his back?
Well,
or
let's
is there
find out.
like like Zip World? Is there Ostrich World where you can go and ride some ostriches?
I don't know. Let's look into it. Anyway, Charlie says, back in school, we went on a trip to an ostrich farm in South Africa, of all places. It was our RE teacher who organised it. She loved taking us on random trips.
That's not a random trip.
Is this person from the UK?
That's not like, today kids, we're going to do our lessons outside because it's such a lovely day.
Yeah, that was her highlight.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Anyway, let's go to South Africa.
Off to South Africa. Anyway, at this farm, they asked if anyone wanted to ride an ostrich, and somehow I ended up getting picked. To get on, they lifted up the wings so I could climb onto this cloth seat on its back. Then they fold the wings over your legs, and you've just got to hold on tight. I was holding on for dear life while it bolted around the paddock full of other ostriches. To get off, they just slow the ostrich down, and you sort of awkwardly slide off before it decides to take off again. Totally mad.
That's insane.
I might ruin this a little bit with
I
my
worry
reaction.
about the old ostrich.
Yeah, I don't know if I like that.
Don't know.
Poor little thing.
It doesn't feel like the ostrich has got much say in the
Yeah,
matter.
it's
It just
not-
seems like they've strapped some kid to its back and it's running around going, get this fucking thing off my back.
Yeah, that's exactly what it sounds like. And that's why it's so crazy all the time, because the ostrich fucking hates it.
Yeah.
Also, what do you hold on to? Isn't their necks really thin? Don't they have big, long, thin
I
necks?
don't think I've ever seen an ostrich in real life.
Yeah, you have. You must have done.
When? When would I have seen an ostrich in real life?
I don't know.
We were supposed to see them in Australia, but they never turned up.
Missed the memo that the in-betweeners were there.
Yeah.
Idiots.
No, because we went out into the outback and everyone was going, "Oh, the nature is so amazing. You're going to see so many kangaroos, ostriches. It's
Hold
going to
on,
be
you
brilliant."
said kangaroos with an Australian accent.
No,
You did. You went kangaroos.
no. Well, I tell you, we can
You
we can
did.
go we can go into this, but I think the Australian accent is a sort of evolved version of East London.
Okay, we won't get
But
into it.
I mean, it is interesting. It's not for this podcast, sure.
No,
but
no, 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 no.
Maybe
no.
I could start
No.
my own.
Yeah, sure.
No, but my point was that we were supposed to see all this nature, and the fuck all was there.
Right.
It was so hot and dry. It's just it's as what you'd imagine
Yeah, the outback.
the outback to be.
Right.
The only people stupid enough to be there were the in-betweeners and some flies, and that was it. The cassowary, they're frightening.
Did you see one of them?
Not seen one of them, no, but I know all about them, mate.
Okay.
They're ever so interesting.
Well,
But if you see one, don't provoke it. They're ever so aggressive as well. They're not like they don't, they will come after you.
okay. So if
It's
you
ju-
take if you
that-
take one thing away from this podcast,
That's-
don't provoke
no.
a cassowary.
If you do take one thing from this podcast, do take that.
Okay.
That's really great advice. Genuinely good advice.
Okay.
Everything else, all other words that are said on this podcast are fucking nonsense that you should just forget
instantly.
as soon as you finish. If you do remember one thing, what they called cassowary, don't go up to them. Just letting you know. It'd be irresponsible for me to even joke about that.
Right, moving on. Right, one of our many,
We've got a few little regular
regular
format
features.
yeah.
Little feature. What one are you picking today, James?
Well, the thing is, I've got a bit of a backlog of the President Buckley,
Right, okay,
Buckley
well,
bylaws,
we just-
Prime Minister for a day,
Well, we just want
whatever
one.
it's called. Well, exactly. So I'm going to kick off with one.
Go for it.
So President Buckley, Prime Minister for a day, Buckley's bylaws. We're not landed on the name yet. But it's basically like if you were in charge for a day, what are the silly laws or things that you would ban? That sort of thing.
Yeah,
In fact, we've got some suggestions,
we do.
listener suggestions coming up. But
What's yours?
it's really quick,
Okay.
quick. And it's just something that's just started to
Niggle.
niggle me. So when I look at my Instagram, I get
Oh, here we go.
I know.
We've done Instagram.
I don't know, but I just get a little it does a thing where it's like if you're verified, it will highlight it for me. It'd be like this person started to follow you,
if
and it will have a blue
if a
tick.
famous person
Yeah,
follows you, it'll
That's what I
let you
think. I
know.
go, oh, is it a famous person? 'Cause
Right.
That's exciting, isn't it?
Right.
Imagine that, a famous person following you.
Yeah.
Brilliant. But now anyone can get a blue tick, I think.
Right.
So I get them all the time, and I go. So I do. I go and go. Oh, who's this person?
Yeah,
And
have
I
a
go and
little
look.
nosy.
So many of them are like business boss, leader, like this. They say things like this in their bio,
They've written this about themselves.
and then they'll write CEO, and I'm just like, stop. Like, when has CEO been a brag? I'm a CEO. Do you know what you have to be a CEO? I don't even know what CEO stands for. It's someone in charge of a company or something, right? Chief Executive Officer, right? Anyway, CEO, whatever, right? If you want to, if you want to claim to be a CEO, I don't know, or be in
Right.
charge of a company or something, do you know what you
Okay.
need to do?
What?
Open a bank account. That's all. That's all you need to do. Open a business bank account. There you go. You've got a business. Well done. And you get these people, and they're like, CEO, revolutionary.
Right. So what?
Positive thoughts. Yeah, you can achieve your dreams just like me. And you want to go. When you hear the word CEO, you're like, fucking hell, wow, what'd you do? Like, have you just got off a plane? Did you go to Japan to broker some big deal or something? And you go,
Right.
you own your own window cleaning company, mate. All right? Relax.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with
Nothing
that.
wrong with
though.
it at all whatsoever.
What you're saying, what you don't like, is the sort of bigging yourself up,
Yeah.
like trying to be Wolf of Wall Street
It'd be
sort
like
of thing.
one of their pictures would be like the steering wheel of a BMW and a fancy watch.
That's the picture.
And you just want to be
innit?
like, Mate, who do you think you are?
That's the picture. I've seen, so I don't know if it's the same people, but I've saw videos come up and it's like some guys who are always on like private jets and drinking champagne and stuff, and there's like so many, like highlighted comments because so many people have reacted to that comment under the video.
Right.
And it's like, I'm a pilot, I've been a pilot for 30 years, that's not a real plane.
Right,
brilliant. Like, and like there's people like calling this no, is that what you mean? Is it that sort of fake trying to be just really impressive?
Just the specific CEO thing.
The CEO thing rubs you up the wrong way. Okay.
Because listen, I understand what social media is for. I don't I've never put a picture of myself, having a little crying wank or anything on the when you're at your lowest ebb. When you really hit rock bottom, sat there in my pants thinking, oh Christ, everything's gone wrong. You'll never see that on social media.
So you want to portray yourself as best you can.
I've been there. I've spoken to you about Beanbag Island before I met you. Bottles of piss around me. Anyway.
When I first moved in to flat.
Oh, this is what I don't want to talk about. I don't want this on social media.
His furniture was just beanbags.
Yeah, but no, I wouldn't put those on. I wouldn't put those moments of my life on social media.
Sure,
you do
save it for your podcast.
Exactly, you do. It's not. You can laugh about it now, but it was depressing at the time.
But what you're saying is,
I get that you need to
elevate.
You
show
need
the
to
best.
Go, this was a great thing that happened in my life.
Sure.
Here's a little picture showing you a good thing that's happening in my life right now.
Right.
Great, brilliant. But it's just taking that sort of one step. Just I don't like bragging.
Bragging, right. So when it goes into bragging.
Yeah.
Right. What does your Instagram bio say about yourself?
I think it says something like, actor, dad.
Read it word for word.
Actor, husband, father when I'm not playing Football Manager. For video shout-outs, head to Cameo.
Well, that's just a business. That's just important.
So it goes...
And do head to cameo.com if you would like a little video shout-out from me.
So it goes actor, husband, father.
Yeah.
So actors first.
I guess so. I wasn't really thinking...
See, there you go. That's a little insight.
I didn't think about the list at all.
That's a little insight.
But the joke is when I'm not playing Football Manager. Because I know what my life is.
So you bring it back. You take place. What does mine say?
These are good things that I've done. Successful things that I've done. I've had a bit of success as an actor. I've got married. I've had kids.
Right.
There are successes.
Yeah.
But don't you worry. I still know who I am. I still know that,
all you do is play Football Manager. Yeah.
It's just a little bit of humility. A little bit.
Right. I hear you. I'm going to change mine to CEO.
CEO.
CEO of the Buckley Corporation.
Yeah.
We got YouTube. We got podcasts.
No, but we could do it together. Because
No.
We do have to do it together because that comes up a lot as well. Because it's like, find your a CEO marries a CEO and you build your life together.
Yeah.
And then we'll buy a private jet and
we'll find one of the fake ones.
We'll both wear Louboutins. Anyway, that was supposed to be a quick one, but I waffled on way too much.
Yeah, you did. Well, we've got a couple...
I've waffled on so much that I don't think I got my point across. But it's just, don't brag about being a CEO. It's nothing to brag about.
Okay. Unless you are running like a
Unless you're fucking Bill Gates.
Okay.
Not fucking him, by the way. I mean, that would be something to brag about. By the way, I'm fucking Bill Gates. Lads.
Right.
Never guess who I'm fucking.
Let me move.
Like, that would be great, wouldn't it?
Oh, my
Imagine, like, blokes down the pub. Like, one person was like, yeah.
I tried
Jordan last weekend. Fucking, I had Kate Moss last night. Bill Gates. And he treats me brilliantly. I don't want for nothing.
Okay. Right. Sometimes, Jimmy, I don't... Anyway, I'm not. Right. So we have got some President Buckley / Buckley bylaws, whatever the hell we're calling it.
Yeah,
we've got some from listeners. Jenny says, no eating boogers. My children do it all the time and it's absolutely disgusting. Please, can we outlaw this? I'm with you. And that makes me feel ill even talking about it. There was a boy in my class who used to do it. Pick it and eat it.
Listen, don't get me wrong.
look at it and eat it. I can't.
I don't think there is anything more enjoyable than having a good old rummage round your nose.
Fine.
I absolutely love it. Getting right in there.
Absolutely fine.
Up to your fucking knuckle. Really working on something.
That's fine.
Don't eat
Who
it.
wants to?
Why would you eat
Who?
it?
But kids
I
especially
know.
do.
I
They
put
do.
that in the same bracket as eating your own shit.
I know, yeah. I'm with you. I'm with you.
The worst thing is when you're in traffic.
I feel like we shouldn't talk too much about this
Because I know you're
going to
be sick, but
yeah.
you know when you like look to your left or something, you just catch
can't.
someone having a little rummage, and I do think, yeah, good for you. Go on, go for it. You're in traffic,
They always
Who
look
gives a
at it
fuck?
first.
and then give it a little look.
Okay, I can't.
then
Stop.
pop it in.
Stop. Well, Sam came in and he said people need to... Oh, Lord, Sam.
Sam,
People need to pass a mental test and take classes on parenting before they are allowed to have kids.
right now, listen, that is extreme.
I
We
get-
are
I-
getting into sort of really
I get what he's saying, though.
controversial territory.
I get what he's saying.
But I have felt this for a while.
I get what he's saying.
Not just with having kids, with driving a car.
Correct.
I think you should have a very simple.
Although there is a test and
No,
a license
not
there.
just a driving test. I mean, just a very simple psychoanalysis.
You're up there.
Just
yeah.
because the kind of people, there's some people that I have interactions with who are fucking insane.
Yeah.
And I go, Christ, you've got
You're
a driving
allowed
license.
to drive a car. Get you. Yeah. But
You could just plough into
oh,
something.
okay.
Like, do you know what I
All
mean?
right. No, I agree. Having kids.
I'm not saying you have
That's
to be.
a big commitment.
I'm not saying you have
It's a
to
big
be completely all
responsibility.
up there, but just a very simple like, can we trust you with a car
And a child.
and yeah.
And Jim's talking about cannibalism, so I think we'll leave him.
Oh
out.
my God, no cannibalism. Yeah, that is a law.
He goes on to say, usually eating someone involves killing them, so it is usually frowned upon. But if someone signed a contract before his death, if someone signed a contract before his death, then most countries have no laws against it. That's actually true.
That's not true.
That was true. I don't know about most countries, but there was a case where there was a cannibal who put
Was
an
it in Scandinavia?
advert, I don't
always
know.
feel like it's in
He
Scandinavia.
put an advert out.
I always
in
feel
the,
like it's in Sweden
Can I
or
tell
something.
you?
Go on.
He put an advert out in a paper looking for somebody who wanted to die so that he could eat them, and he got somebody.
Yeah,
he got
that's
a
right.
guy. But no, well, I agree. No cannibalism.
Yeah, but if they're
However-
dead.
What if they have a heart attack right in front of you and die, and you just get a bit peckish?
What if it's a plane crash?
Well, that story about the guys in the Andes, that's a great story. True. Not great story, but like it's a crazy story. Made some films about it. But here's a question though.
Who's
Is
in
it-
Andy?
Is it illegal to eat somebody who has died of natural causes?
I think so. I think you can, you're not allowed to, tamper with bodies and stuff. I think if you went to a graveyard and started...
Yeah, but that you would get done for messing with
I don't think you're
graves.
allowed to
If
tamper
you
with
dropped
bodies.
deed in front of me and I just took a little
What's that?
nibble,
I don't feel comfortable Googling it.
No, don't Google it.
I'll Google it.
Don't, because... Oh, no. 'cause-
My Google history's done for anyway.
No, I don't think you can... I don't think it's
Not that I would want to, but I'm just
a
saying.
signed contract. I don't believe this. Most countries have no laws against it. I mean, I don't give a fuck. I've always said the same thing to you. When I'm dead,
Whatever. Well, I
Stick
can
me in a
promise you
bin bag.
something. I'll not be eating you, that's for sure.
put me out with the bins.
Okay. Are we done? Is it outro time?
I think so. I think so. I think on that note,
Thank you, Jim.
thanks, guys. Hey, listen, I think all that this has proved is how important your input is into this podcast, and it
Well,
does.
some of you.
No. It does need to hit the right,
Yeah.
flavour.
Go on.
President Buckley isn't just. I think we should lower the speed limit to
Yeah.
around residential areas.
Yeah.
No. It's
Right,
about,
give us one. Give us an example.
People shouldn't they shouldn't have their bare feet out in a restaurant. That's the kind
Right,
of thing.
got you, yeah.
That's the kind of thing we're
yeah.
going for.
Yeah.
I think that's it. That's it for this week.
Yeah,
We've done it's the best we can do.
it's the podcast.
It's the best we can do. Thank you very much for listening. Do remember that you can keep in touch with us with your try and keep them quite funny. With your
Read the
stories
room, guys.
and questions by emailing the Buckleys at platformmedia.uk or by messaging us at the Buckleys Pod on Instagram or TikTok. Just a reminder, the little regular features are, of course, President Buckley, Buckley's Break Bad News.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to one of those.
If you've
got a bit of bad news, maybe you can't make a wedding, or you know,
and you don't want to tell them.
and you don't want to tell the person, get us. We'll read out your name. We'll read out the recipient, and we'll
Yeah.
let them know. You can do it through us.
Yeah.
Or, you were the one that dented the car or something like that.
Yeah, no, I don't want to hear about, oh, by the way, your dad who died, I ate him.
Keep it nice. Yeah, keep it good. And what's the other one? Bang for your buck. Yeah, sort of pointless things that maybe you spent too much money on. I've got a load of those. I haven't done any recently. I've been quite well behaved. But bang for your Buckley,
Yeah.
bang for your buck will be a thing that will come up naturally.
Sure.
Don't forget to follow and subscribe to the show on Spotify or whatever podcast app you use. And if you're feeling extra generous, do give us a little review, 5-star review, please.
Oh, a 5-star?
Yeah, I don't want any.
Nothing lower than a 5-star.
What's the point?
Right, okay. You
What's
heard the man.
I don't want any honest reviews.
Right. Fake.
Just a good old 5-star. Cheers. Thank you very much. Love it. All that is left is for Claire to say,
See you next Thursday.
thank you very much. There we go. That was a podcast. We did it. Number 2. 2 podcast episodes done. Yes.